Hello once again. I welcome you all to Marriage Without Tears channel. This is the ultimate channel for couples that want to make a difference in their marriage. Today we are discussing a very critical subject. A whole lot of marriages have been undermined and the joy of the marriage jeopardized simply because the couples kept having disagreements over their finances. They could not manage their finances well. A whole lot of questions were raised in terms of financial harmony. They could not understand how they end in certain debts, how they incur certain bills and certain expenses. They don't even know who should take care of what. And in so doing, they run into murky waters in their marriage. But today, after listening to this edition, you will be highly fulfilled. This edition is a practical one for a couple that is working. Probably your husband is working at a federal sector somewhere, and then maybe you are working in a company somewhere. You are both salary earners, and you need to harmonize your incomes in order to fulfill your financial destiny. This is your program. This is your edition. I want you to listen to it attentively. You are going to learn a whole lot here. The 7 critical things you can do in order to manage your finances effectively. Once again, like I said, I am Felix Okeke. I'm your marriage counselor coach. There's a red button by my side. If you want to click on this red button, subscribe to this channel, and be part of this great move. The very first thing you must do as a couple, you may decide to, everyone just stay with his own money. Have separate accounts, just like you used to have it while you were still courting. Now you are married, but you don't want to have any problem with your spouse in terms of expenses, in terms of who is picking what bill. You just decided every person should just stay with his own money. You have your own individual accounts. You don't have squabbles. You don't have any problem with your spouse. If he's spending money, if he's incurring debts, that is his own debt. If he's running into murky waters financially, you have the capacity to keep financial prudence based on the fact that you are in charge of your own money. You may decide to do that, but there is a problem with that. There's a challenge in that one. It simply means that you people, even though you are married, you cannot work and have a corporate financial vision. It simply means you don't have the capacity to think ahead because life is much more than taking care of your own thing. And now you are a couple, you need to work together as one. You need to think together as one. You need to look forward to having children. You need to look forward to looking at the future. There may be challenges in that area if you decide every person have his own account. But I know of couples who do that, and there is no good or bad form. The most important thing is, what do you agree to do as a couple? Is it going to work out for you? But that is one critical thing you can do. You can decide to have your own individual accounts and just stay with that. The second thing you can do is you may decide to combine your forces together. Create a central account where both incomes go. It does not matter whoever is earning what. Whether it's a penny, whether it's a dime, whether it's a dollar, whether it's a cent, everything comes to a central account. Out of that central account, you can withdraw some stipends and give to yourselves, stipends that you can spend at free will whenever you would like. But then the central accounts, that is where you pull out the money to take care of every expenses in the house, every bill. Be it utility, be it groceries, be it house rents, whatever, even sundry items in the house, to take it from that central account. What that means is that you are working together as one. There is complete transparency. Everybody knows what is in the pot, and everybody knows when it is going. So you all know what is happening there. That's how it is. And in such an account, of course, both partners should be equal signatories to the account, so that both of you should know what is coming out and what is going in. It's very, very important. So sometimes a couple may adopt that method. If it works out for you well, it's a wonderful method indeed, because it keeps you united as a couple. It keeps you united. Then, of course, the third one is you may decide to have 4 complete different accounts. 4 accounts. Let me name them. The very first account could be a central account, a joint account, whereby you put in money for the maintenance of the home. A joint account specifically established for that purpose. You can put in like 40% of your salaries. The man brings 40%, the woman brings 40%. You put it into that account. It is for the maintenance of the home. Every bill, every expenses, every sundry item, every house, and whatever is for that household comes from that very particular account. Then you may create another account called a savings account. That is where You can put in 30%, your husband or your wife put in 30%. That is for the savings, for the rainy day, because you must establish an account for the rainy day. That's the savings account, or it can also be your investment account. It's very important. Then, of course, the third account and the fourth account will be individual accounts where you put in 30% of your income, and then these are the money you can spend at will, because no woman would like to go to her husband begging for money for her lipstick or for to do her manicure or to do her hair. That is where you take money as a wife to do whatever. And of course, it's not when a man wants to drink a bottle of gin, he begins to cry into his wife. No, this is where you take money for your own individual expenses. You can buy clothing, you can buy anything concerning you from such an account. So that is creating 4 accounts for that purpose. That's number 3. What that also means is that it gives both of you freedom to also plan ahead, because you have a savings, you have an investment account, you plan ahead. You also have a central purse that takes care of the needs of the home. And of course, you have purses that you hold, you both individually hold for yourselves. So everything is balanced. Everything is balanced. It is a very great method indeed. Creating of 4 accounts, very great method. And of course, the fourth one is that the couple may also decide to start splitting the expenses of the house into 50-50, the bills. I mean, some couples do that. If it works out for you, fine, especially where both couples are earning possibly something close to equal pay. So they can afford to split the expenses on equal basis. The woman brings the 50%, you bring 50% of your income. You pull it into an account and then use it to take care of the day-to-day activities of the home, while the other 50% remains with you to play as you desire to play. So that is another method that people use, and it works well for some people. You may adopt that method. If you check it and it works well, fine for you. But there's a lapse somewhere concerning that method. Because you don't have a savings culture, because you don't have a way of saving together, you may not have a corporate vision when it comes to investment. There may come a time when you begin to compete with one another because you don't have a common purse for investment. Every couple needs a common purse for investment, because the life is not just about now. It's not just about taking care of the family bill. It's not just taking care of the school fees. No, there are much more than that. There is a time for a rainy day. There are times of retirement. You must also plan towards that. So I believe if a couple can check that option very well, if it works out for them, I want you to include a tag that makes room for your financial future. Very, very important indeed. And of course, the fifth one is that you may also decide as a couple, because a couple, I know of couples who do that. They decide to split the responsibilities. They decide to split responsibilities. You check out, you itemize some of the responsibilities in the house. You have something like house rent that is paid on a monthly basis. You have groceries that are bought on a monthly basis. You have sundry items that come into the house on a monthly basis. There are also utility bills, like light bills, like water bills and things like that. These are monthly bills. You check it, and then you may decide to split it in such a way that the man of the house takes a bulk of the bills. He may be in charge of house rent. He may be in charge of utility bills. He may also be in charge of car servicing and things like that. Where the woman takes care of the groceries and takes care of the sundry items that come into the house. So these are how you do it. And then, if you also have kids, you may also factor in their school fees and decide who takes what. I know of a couple whereby the man takes care of the school fees of the kids that are in the universities, whereby the woman takes care of the fees of the kids that are still in their elementary schools and secondary schools. I know of couples that do that. If you check it as a couple and it works out for you, it is a wonderful arrangement, a very wonderful arrangement. But like I always say, create also an opening, a future, something that you deposit for the future, because there is a need for you to plan for your retirement days. This is the time to plan for it now when you are still working. So it's a very, very wonderful option also. Option number 5. I'll also reach out for option number 6. Option number 6 is a situation whereby a couple may decide that one of the partners' income will be totally spent on everything there on the needs of the home, whether it's clothing or grocery or house rent, or let us spend whatever a particular partner is bringing in, and let us save whatever a particular partner is bringing in. In that case, an account should be established whereby the money from partner A is put in and every expenses comes from that account. And of course, the money from partner B should be put into an account which is a savings account, but both partners should have authority. I mean, they should both signatories to that account, so that one of the persons that is saving the money does not wake up one day and feel it is his money alone or her money alone. There is an understanding, a prevailing understanding that we spend my money and we save yours, and we are in a partnership. And if we finish saving mine and you have finished saving yours, the ones you saved it also belongs to both of us. So we should have, I should also have an equal signatory. I should be a signatory to the account, so that before any money is moved, I should know. That is how it works. So there are people who take that option, and if it works out well for you, oh, that is also wonderful. It's also wonderful. I must say that before you adopt any method, I want you to spend a lot of time discussing that with your spouse. Spend time discussing, have a robust discussion, so that whatever you decide to do, let it be a joint agreement. Let it be a harmonized point, the harmonized point of agreement between the two, both of you. There is no one that is right or wrong in terms of any method. Any method that is okay for both of you is a great method. And of course, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so immediately. There's a red button by my side. Click on it and get subscribed and be part of this wonderful channel. Be part of this wonderful channel. And I also want to take us to number 7. Number 7, actually, if a couple actually trust themselves and they love themselves, they should sit together and let it be a mix of, look at from item 1 to item 6 that I've mentioned, and see whether you can match two points together and see how you can work it out. For instance, you can create the 4, you can create even a 5th account and call it an investment account and leave the other one in savings. It depends on what you desire to do. But as a couple, just check whatever works well for you. Anything that works well for you, that is there. But let your savings, let your investment, let your needs be met. Let it be a joint thing. And what I also want to say in this number 7 is that I don't subscribe to a partner actually sharing bills 50-50, because some people do that, and that's my 7th point. Some people do that. They say 50-50, bring 50%, I bring 50%, because in reality, the man is supposed to be the provider to the home. He's supposed to be the provider to the home. So anchoring that responsibility on the woman is not entirely fair. Asking her to bring a 50% and you as the man bring 50%. You are the one that is the provider in that home. So whatever the woman is doing in that marriage is simply helping you to fulfill what you have been called to do. So you are the provider. Whatever she's doing is the helper. So in this case, I will say don't make it a 50-50. Secondly, also, if you make it a 50-50, it will be received in a bad taste by the one that earns lesser. Because if, for instance, what we are talking about is $100 and you are asking the woman to bring $50 while you bring 50, what if you are earning $1,000 and the woman is earning $200? If you are asking her to bring 50 and you that is earning $1,000 is bringing $50 also, I think that is unfair. So a 50-50 arrangement is not always the best. But I want you as a couple to sit back and look at what works for you and take that thing, tinker it a little bit, check it over the months. If it is appropriate, if you both of you receive it well and it is working for you, glory be to God. That's the session today. Next time I will look at couples that are in business, because sometimes how we make money as couples that are working and earning salaries is different from the way a businessman or a businesswoman brings in income. We'll look at that also, and we'll see how they can manage their financial destiny effectively so that the vision of that marriage is not jeopardized. I thank you very much for having time and taking out time to actually be with me on this set. Once again, please do not leave this set until you click on this red button. Click on it, get subscribed, be part of us. I love you so much. I believe, God, that marriage will work. It will see glory and glorious days. Thank you very much for being part of this. Have a wonderful time. See you next week. Bye.